In social psychology, the term person perception refers to the different mental processes that we use to form impressions of other people. This includes not just how we form these impressions, but the different conclusions we make about other people based upon our impressions. Consider how often you make these kind of judgments every day. When you meet a new co-worker, you immediately begin to develop an initial impression of this person. A person's perception can be a very subjective process that can be impacted by a number of variables. Factors that can influence the impressions you form of other people include the characteristics of the person you are observing, the context of the situation, and your own personal traits. People often form impressions of others very quickly with only minimal information. The human mind reacts to this personal perception of other people depending on their characteristics. So if the person you meet is kind and compassionate, the mind will focus on the things you like about that person, say their eyes, hair, or even their nose, and it will block out their imperfections. However, if this person is aggressive and has a negative outlook, then your mind begins to focus on the imperfections of their face, like a protruding chin or a large nose. This is because the mind is focusing on aspects to drive you away from this person and also to retaliate in anger from their negative attitude.
I didn't really know what we were expected to do when I came in, so it was a bit of an adjustment. So the first person I got to know, we just had a general discussion about anything that came up, really. Just got to know each other a little bit, and I had the persona of someone that was really nice and affable and friendly and was really engaged in what they were saying.
The idea on Perception, the documentary, was that you go into a room, you have no idea who you're going to meet, and you're judging them on looks and what they look like and what you're feeling, what vibes you get off them just by looking at them, what sort of emotions they portray to you. And we were given certain traits for two of the different people that I had worked with. So I had worked with Chloe, and she was the good trait. We would both be nice to each other and just vibing off and being really kind to each other and just getting to know each other. Whereas with Jamie, it was quite a negative between us because we just straight away glared at each other, started arguing, just didn't want to talk to each other, wanted each other to be quiet, and it got to the point, so sometimes you can feel that things are going to get heated. So in the end, you just want to keep it on a low and just want everyone to be quiet, but then it just starts up again. And just by looking at both of them, you get to see how you think they are. I got taken into a room, and across from me, there was a wall behind me, and on the other side of the wall was the unknown artist, and I had to describe in the best way I could how Chloe or Jamie had looked, depending on which traits it was, the good or the bad and negative, whatever it was.
He sort of has sort of a chiseled sort of chin and sort of an oval sort of head. He has brown eyes. His eyebrows are sort of not defined. I mean, they're there, but they're not really dark.
They had normal sized eyes, but their glasses were a really big rectangular shape. The head shape was quite oval. Their forehead was quite long, but not too high up. Their nose, I would say it was fairly average size.
He's got her hair coloured brown, and it's straight. It's not curly. It's just dead straight. I think she's got quite a petite nose. Wears thin black glasses, almost like Ray-Bans. She has freckles, just light ones all over her face, I think.
The space between her eyebrows is quite a bit bigger than average. Her eyes, again, are quite small. Her nose is quite flat to her face.
She's got long straight hair with a parting, if I'm facing her, her parting's on the left, relatively round eyes. She's got quite a small nose, she's got quite a wide smile.
Well, she's quite a closed-off person. Everything that I tried to talk to her about, she sort of tried to close me down, or she wouldn't open up entirely. She has an oval face, but not thin, not really wide, but not really thin, sort of somewhere in the middle. Normal size nose, maybe a little bit bigger. Blue eyes, blonde hair, quite curly, like in spiral sort of thing. Goes down to about her shoulders.
He's got quite an angular face, so his chin is quite sharp. He's got quite short hair. He's got really prominent eyebrows, so they're really expressive. They're dark. He wears rectangular glasses with thick frames. I think they're dark blue.
Short, brownish hair. The bridge of his nose is quite thin and long. His eyes are quite small, and I think they're brown. Oh wow! Look at this! My neutral face is quite interesting because it looks quite, I just, as opposed to my happy face, I'm always happy, so my neutral face is quite, it's quite deep, it's not a nice look to get when you ever face me and I'm in a bad mood, especially from my bad moods, my angry face is not nice.
Yeah, it's surprisingly accurate. Have the negative one, I'm just, and the positive one, I'm smiling. I like that. That is bizarre. Really bizarre. I definitely see a difference. It's really interesting, actually. I think that shows that the way we look is never passive. It's never a passive experience. You always see someone and it's coloured by their personality or your expectation of their personality. Even writers do it. They say he had a kind face, he had kind eyes, he had hard, angry eyes, and I think this is a really cool illustration of that. It's really interesting.
Okay, cool. Okay, I could see that. I could foresee that my hair might have caused a few problems because, curly and everything. And I love the difference between the negative and the positive. I can also see that how some people have sort of focused on different things between the two. The positive, yeah. I can see how they focus on more negative things when you're being really not a nice person, and how that can change people's perception of the way you look. It's surprisingly accurate, but I like the positive one.
Wow. Honestly, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. How your personality is and how it changes how someone will view it. And it really does show the... Honestly, I am speechless. Never judge a person on the way that they look. Get to know their inner self, because that is what truly matters.
A person's attitude can affect the way other people perceive their appearance.
Don't judge a book by its cover. Get to know the person.
The components of someone's face can be exactly the same, but it's down to how you perceive them.